I'd like us to hear Samuel Okudzeto, particularly on the back of the statement that the Secretariat has issued. Has he come to a point of amending some of his positions, or nothing has changed? Yes.
Well, thank you, Samson. I'm sorry to disappoint you that nothing has changed, really. More questions have even arisen after reading the 7-page statement from the National Cathedral Secretariat. And let me say good morning to Dr. Poku Mensah, who has joined us. I must make a preliminary observation that I honestly do not take it kindly the way you situate your statement when you conclude by saying that this historic and game-changing project, the National Cathedral of Ghana, deserves a more elevated national conversation on its nature, funding, and relevance than has been the case so far. Honestly, that is a diplomatic way of saying that so far this conversation has not really focused on the germane issues, or are not elevated, to use your own words. I totally disagree. And you see, we need to get one thing clear. We are using public funds. We are saying that belatedly, though, this is a national project. A national project will require a collective buy-in, that we all come on board. So our mindset, our posture, our orientation will have to be different. Please don't create the impression that you do not welcome accountability and that you do not want transparency to be the hallmark of this project. Because so far, these qualities have been in great deficit. Accountability, transparency, being forthright with the Ghanaian people. So please, I do not think that the Christian Council, which is asking you to come clean, CSOs, you've seen Odadia Bryce Simmons's, brilliant exposition, journalists, anti-corruption crusaders, all of us who are asking relevant questions. It is an elevated discussion. We are focused on what matters. It is our taxes, and it is important that the National Cathedral Secretariat does not, as it were, assume a posture that
do you take into account the premise for making that conclusion that this historic and game-changing project, the National Cathedral of Ghana, deserves a more elevated national conversation on its nature, funding, and relevance than has been the case so far? The premise is that throughout the 65 years of our nationhood, a number of long-term infrastructural projects have been discussed without the dispassionate analysis of cost and long-term value. So why are we attacking the National Cathedral in the manner we are doing when, in 65 years, long-term infrastructural projects in this country have not been discussed in that manner? That's the premise, or you don't get that? You don't buy that?
I do not buy it. And you see, as Christians, let's be minded, Colossians 4:6. Our responses at all times must be full of grace, well seasoned with salt. We should know how to approach everybody who has perspectives on issues. That's what the Bible teaches us. So I just thought that I begin with that point. But I'll need some time to go into the issues because you have provided a detailed response. Point 1, private project or public project? After so many years, we are hearing for the first time, and I've been in Parliament throughout this project, I'm in my 3rd term now, This is the first time we are hearing that this is a national project. You have incorporated it under the Companies Act on July 18, 2019. This is fresh information. Information that all of us have not known. And you admit in your own statement, page 2, paragraph 2, that of the 3 reasons, and the 3 reasons you gave is that gesture of thanksgiving, number 2, symbol of Christian presence and contributions to the nation, number 3, a personal pledge to God. Then you say that of these 3 reasons, the personal pledge came to be associated with the cathedral as private project that needed to be developed without state support. That association came from you. I have here statements from members of your board of trustees. Okay.